The following is a live special presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Drop the stick, Ron. Morning, afternoon, evening. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for this 20th day of November 2025, and today we will play the first half of what Al Red Sox fan would call Twilight Zone basketball. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Someone requested Bart Lowe for winning his 56 Yankees, winning our greatest hits tournament, requested a game between Patrick Ewing's New York Knickerbockers and Willis Reed's New York Knickerbockers. So we're going to give him one, at least the first half of one, and then supposedly tomorrow, if the game is still close, we'll play the second half. It's tough because Ewing was on a bunch of good teams and none of them won at all. In fact, that's what the Ewing effect that Bill Simmons came up with is all about. Teams that would win championships after their star player leaves, such as the Washington Nationals after Bryce Harper went to Philadelphia. But I digress. But I did choose the 93-94 New York Knicks because that's the year they took the Houston Rockets to the Game 7 of the NBA Finals. For the Willis Reed's contribution, 69-70, and I got some good stories about that. I am familiar with that team, although I wasn't alive when they won the championship. It's Marv with the toupee versus Marv with his own hair. Next on Retro Sports Network. As Retro Sports Network presents a basketball special. Today, from Madison Square Garden, it is the 1993-94 New York Knicks versus the 1969-70 New York Knicks. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, best darn podcast on the web for zero sports simulation replay needs. It's a Black Friday show this week. Find Dave and his friends at Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, wherever else fine podcasts are listed. How you doing, Mark? And user, AP, there you go. Glad to have you along. So we are using 93-94 rules here. So we will have 3-point shots and all of that. We played the fast break. But the 69-70 Knickerbockers will have the home court, and there is home court advantage. So Derek Harper, John Starks, the backcourt for the kiddies on the block. For Pat Riley's as the head coach, New York Knicks. Anthony Bonner and Charles Oakley. Don't ask Charles to shoot. I looked at that card. Are the forwards for the Knicks, and Patrick Ewing, of course, at center, being guarded by one Willis Reed. For Red Holtzman, the 69-70 New York Knicks, Walt Frazier, Clyde, and Dick Barnett are the backcourt. Bill Bradley and Dave DeBuscher are the forwards, and Willis Reed will jump it. So only the one jump. So there you go. We're all set for this one. As Frank Sinatra sang New York, New York, right before the tip. Tip is controlled by the newer Knicks. Derek Harper puts up a finger, and where is he going to go? He's going to do a pick and roll with Patrick Ewing. Ewing actually shot a lot of outside shots. I'm surprised. Ewing over Willis Reed. Blocked it by Reed. And the rebound is controlled by Walt Frazier. And the older Knicks run the break. Barnett back to Frazier. Walt coast to coast on the break over Anthony Bonner. No. Couldn't score. Rebound controlled by Ewing. And the newer Knicks will walk it up. Bonner to Harper. Fires to John Starks. Starks, 17-footer outside over Barnett. No. Rebound controlled by Willis Reed. Now, what I don't know was, were the Knicks, these older Knicks, a fast break team or no? They're not listed as one. Strat basketball for the PC is your favorite, AP? Absolutely mine too. Bart Lowe. Oh, okay. So first half today, second half tomorrow. I usually add the logos before I play Strat basketball. The players, and yep. Marks thinks the 70 Knicks will win. We will not run the break. Frazier to Barnett. Dazzler. Didn't matter. Automatic shot. 2-0 70 Knicks. Harper the other way. DeBusschere covering Derek Harper. Derek can shoot whatever he wants. And he will go with the dribble drive over DeBusschere. No good. Rebound controlled by DeBusschere. And the older squad will walk it up. Bradley to Clyde the Glide. Clyde open. He'll do a dribble drive over Derek Harper. And Harper gets the good defense. Nothing doing. Rebound controlled by Walt Frazier. Gets his own rebound. Second bite of the cherry for Walt over Harper. Again, no good. Rebound controlled by Ewing. And the newer Knicks will walk it up. Riley's Knicks. Ewing. In the paint over Reed from Bonner. No. We've almost gone 2 minutes, and it's a baseball game out here. Rebound controlled by Willis Reed. This time the Knicks will fast break. Bradley to Frazier, back and forth. Clyde to Glide over Bonner. Good. 4-0 Holtzman's. The newer club, Ewing's club, walks it up. Starks. You got to decide what he's going to do. He'll take a 17-footer outside over Barnett. No. Rebound will be out of bounds, and Holtzman's Knicks have it. Now, Reed. Guarded by Oakley. Reed can do whatever he wants. He will go baseline right over Oakley. No good. A lot of defense in this one so far. Rebound Bonner. And Riley's Knicks will walk it up. Starks. Stolen by Barnett. Fast break for the Holtzman Knicks. Give and go with Frazier. Barnett. No! Wow. 4-0, about 3 minutes into this. Ewing with a rebound. We've not had a foul yet in this one. They slow it up. Frazier forces the pass. Harper looks for John Starks. Starks back for a 3 over Barnett. That's no good. Rebound Frazier. Knicks on the run. Frazier to Reed, an automatic slam dunk. 6-0 Holtzman's Knicks. Ewing the other way. Pass from Harper. Make sure that wasn't for me. Ewing dribbles on the floor over Reed. No! I've never seen a team shut out this long before. Rebound is going to be controlled by Holtzman's Knicks. Barnett to DeBusschere. Back. Open shot for DeBusschere. His first shot of the game over Oakley. Rolls in and out. Rebound controlled by Anthony Bonner. Riley's Knicks. They're playing their pace, but they got a goose egg on the board. They go in the half court. Ewing, guarded by Reed, passes it out to Starks. Starks penetrates in the paint over Barnett and makes it. It took nearly 4 minutes, but the 93-94 Knicks are on the board. That is not the roof of the Garden. I don't know what that is. I think it's an Olympic arena, to be honest. The Knicks versus the Knicks. There you go. 6-2, Holtzman's Knicks. Reed from Frazier, or Bradley, inside to Reed. Over Ewing, and he makes it 8-2. Oldies. They're all old, Ron. Yes. Frazier forces the pass into Ewing. Ewing hasn't made a basket yet, and he draws a foul with 7:49 to go in the first quarter. First foul for anybody. And remember, we're playing the 93-94 rules, so you only get foul shots until you get to the before you get to the bonus on a shooting foul. So we're going to sit some people now. Anthony in for Harper and Anthony Mason in for Bonner. Now for the older team, Cassie Russell in for Dave DeBuscher. And I think, do I want, oh, I got, and Nate Bowman in for Willis Reed. So Ewing to the line for 2. They trail at 8-2, 7:49 to go in the first. Ewing hits the first. That's his first point of the game. He'll hit them both. And Holtzman's Knicks are up 8-4. Bowman will take the inside shot. Gets the pass fed from Barnett into Bowman over Ewing and scores it. 10-4, Holtzman's Knicks. Greg Anthony walks it up. Ewing kicks it back out to Anthony for 3. Now, remember, the 69-70 Knicks can shoot threes. They are rated to do so. Whether they get the chance to do it or not is another story, but they can do it. Anthony for 3 over Clyde. Nope. Team defense did the job there. Mason takes the rebound shot over Bradley. And Anthony will pass it back out. He'll pass up the open shot. So the Knicks reset. Mason feeds Ewing. Ewing is open. Why is Ewing open? Ewing, baseline, or from the foul line, scores. And it's a 4-point game, 10-6. Barnett to Bradley. Bill Bradley is open. Bradley takes the outside jumper over Mason. No. Clanks it. Rebound controlled. Out of bounds. 94 Knicks. Frazier forces the pass. And they'll go inside to Ewing or outside to Ewing. Again, Patrick, foul line, scores. 10-8 now. The 94 Knicks on a big run. Bowman, guarded by Ewing. Passes it out to Cassie Russell. Russell, baseline jumper over Oakley. No, Oakley's so good. Forces a bad shot. Rebound goes out of bounds. Here comes Ewing's Knicks. Ewing to Starks. Starks, 17-footer. Yes, and it's 10-10. So after not scoring for nearly 4 minutes, the 94 Knicks have tied the game at 10. If the game gets out of control, you may have to nix it in the bud. And remember, the MVP gets the George Hendrick Award, except for George isn't here to present it. Halfway home in the first, Barnett. Stolen by Mason. He wanted Bradley. Mason walks it up. Anthony over to Ewing, and Bowman commits the foul. And now I will make some more subs as we are under 6 minutes. Holtzman not real happy. Russell will stay on the floor. Why were they're not doubling anybody? Who's coming out for the Knicks? We will put in Herb Williams for Oakley and Davis for Starks. And for Holtzman's team, Reed for Bowman. We'll leave Cassie Russell out there, and we'll put in Reardon for Frazier inside. Wow. We'll put in Reardon for Barnett. So Frazier, Reardon, Bradley, Cassie Russell, and Willis Reed for Red Holtzman's Knicks. Now they double Ewing. Greg Anthony, Davis in the backcourt for Riley's Knicks, with Mason, Herb Williams, and Patrick Ewing at center. Mason over to Williams, and Herb gets a shot right away. Over Willis Reed, he puts one up. Good! Would you believe that? After all you guys said that the 69-70 Knicks would win, they heard you. They can hear you, you know. And it's a 4 run for the new team. Reardon over to Willis Reed. Spins over Ewing on the inside shot. Nope. Patrick did enough to put that one off. Rebound Herb Williams. And Riley's Knicks go half court. Herb Williams gets a nice pass from Hubert Davis. He's inside. Willis Reed has to run over to guard him, and Herb passes up the shot. They'll pass it, set it up again. Williams this time fires into Ewing. Ewing double teamed. He's outside. Again, baseline jumper from Ewing. Cassie Russell does enough. Rebound controlled by Herb Williams. Offensive rebound for the new team over Russell, and Herb Williams commits the offensive foul. Russell does a good flop, but Herb did make the charge. 12-10, 94 Knicks, 5 to go, first quarter. Only playing the first half. Holtzman's Knicks will walk it up. Russell delivers to Reed. Cassie with the good pass. Reed over Ewing, and Ewing does enough. Rebound controlled by Anthony Mason. And another half court for Riley's Knicks. Williams, guarded by Reed, makes the pass to Ewing. Again, Ewing double teamed and he's outside. Ewing shoots over Cassie Russell. No. Rebound going to be out of bounds. Holtzman's Knicks. Russell to Reardon. Back to Russell. Cassie's open outside for his jumper over Williams, and that rolls in and out. Rebound controlled by Greg Anthony. And the modern Knickerbockers walk it up. Williams to Ewing. Again, why is Ewing playing outside? Foul line again over Russell. Blocked by Cassie Russell. How about that? Russell got a piece of it. Rebound controlled by Frazier. Holtzman's Knicks have numbers. Frazier to Reardon, and that's in there for the layup. Right on that short net. And the Garden crowd going nuts. 12-12. Stolen by Reardon the other way. Frazier to Russell. Back over to Bradley. Bill Bradley. Dribble drive. Open up over Mason. Scores! Bradley gets his first points in the game, and the 70 Knicks go up 14-12. Mason, guarded by Bradley. Stolen by Bill Bradley. The professor runs the break over Herb Williams, but can't make the shot. The layup just didn't go. Rebound Ewing, and the Riley Knicks slow it down some more. Greg Anthony. And a technical foul has been given to Pat Riley. Excessive use of hair gel at Madison Square Garden. He violated a pollution ordinance. Riley is incensed. Bill Bradley will go to the line to shoot the one-shot technical. How you doing, Big Dave? First game you ever went to was the Knicks and Rockets in 73 or 74. Ran into Calvin Murphy, and your dad got his autograph. That's cool. Did you live in the city, or did you live on the island? Well, they're all islands except for the Bronx, Ron. You know what I mean. Bradley, one shot, but we're going to be able to make some subs here. And so we shall do that. Oakley in for Ewing. Herb Williams will stay in the game. Let's get Bradley needs to come out. Who can I got this? Stallworth. Well, Bradley's got to shoot. All right, so for Riley's Knicks, it's Harper. It's the starting five except for Patrick Ewing, who sits down. Harper and Starks at the backcourt. Bonner and Williams the front court, and Oakley moves to play center. Bonner and Oakley will be the inside shooters. Williams, they don't care about. He's not going to make anything anyway. Nobody's open. DeBusschere will play in Williams. And so Bonner and Oakley are the outside shooters, or the inside shooters. Warren and Barnett for the older club. Bradley and DeBusschere are the forwards, and Willis Reed is the center with the one. No one really in foul trouble, just the one foul. DeBusschere and Reed are your inside shooters. Bradley, 2 points, 2 assists. And we'll make the technical. So Holtzman's Knicks up 15-12. Riley's Knicks have it. Williams passes to Oakley. This should be interesting because Oakley doesn't shoot a heck of a lot. Tribe Fan says, I think he told the ref that his Armani suits cost more than his salary and he should call the game correctly. You know, we just did the Lenny Wilkins tribute. I think the person that's probably number 2 on the all-time win list as executive player and coach would be Pat Riley. He's had remarkable success in Miami. Oakley over Reed, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2, and for Willis, that's his second foul. And since we're playing this straight up, we got to pull him. So Stallworth will come in, and DeBusschere moves to center. And Oakley goes to the line for 2. He does not have a rebound, which is interesting because he averaged 10 a game. Brooklyn as a kid and Manhattan as a comedian. Okay, if we hadn't moved, I would have probably gone to the mid high school, same as Woody Allen. Yeah, Bill Bradley is just one of the great people of all time, Mark, for sure. Yeah, Riley almost won for, he played for Rupp, right? He was on that 66 team that lost to Texas Western. Oakley hits the first. 2-point game. Holtzman's Knicks 15, Riley's Knicks 13. Oakley hit them both, 15-14, and it's a 1-point game. They set it up. Bradley looks to pass. He's got all sorts of shooters. Let's go to Warren, shall we? Warren. Foul line jumper over Harper. No. Good team defense. Rebound Oakley. And Riley's Knicks will walk it up. Harper delivers to Bonner. Anthony open up. Anthony's inside over Bradley and is fouled. He got hit on the arm as he was going up. And we'll go the line for 2. DeBusschere, that's his first, and the 4th on Holtzman's Knicks. Next one, well, there's only 25 seconds till we get there anyway. We'll put the 94 Knicks in the bonus. Bonner, not a good free throw shooter, misses the first. Bounces the ball hard off the floor and hits the second. We are tied at 15. Warning, Dick Barnett is going to take an outside shot. Foul line right over Starks. Starks does enough. Clangs it off the rim. Rebound Oakley. And again, Knicks aren't running unless they have to. They'll do the half court. Starks, guarded by Barnett. Tries to find an open shooter, can't do it. He dribbles around, does find Barnett again, can't do it. Great defense by Barnett. He finds Herb Williams. Stallworth fouls him. Oh, and there's under 2 to go, and so the 94 Knicks are in the bonus. You foul Herb Williams, who 2-2. But great defense by Dick Barnett to cut off all the lanes for John Starks. Yep, 66, yep. Was Riley on an Olympic team too? Either 64 or 68? Williams makes the first, and for the first time, Riley's Knicks lead at 16-15. Makes the second. 17-15, Riley's team up 2. Warren Bradley over to DeBusschere for the automatic basket. He backdoored it and scored. 17-17. Harper puts up a finger. Goes over to Starks. Starks on a dribble drive, trying to draw the foul on Barnett. Can't make the shot. Rebound controlled by John Starks. Second by the Cherry. Goes up over Barnett. Again can't score. This is not, at my best, Howard Cosell, New York. This has not been a great exhibition of shooting talent here at the Garden this afternoon. Rebound Dave Stallworth. And Holtzman's team will walk it up. And I know that sounded more like Katharine Hepburn than Howard Cosell. Warren. Taking their time to set it up. Strong defense from Riley's squad. Stallworth can't find anybody. They're running out of time on the 24. Bradley back to Barnett to Bradley. Forced to take a jumper and hit it. 19-17. Holtzman's Knicks, less than a minute to go in the first quarter. Herb Williams, guarded by Stallworth, and Stallworth again gets touchy-touchy, and Herb goes to the line for two. No Olympics for Riley. Okay. But, yeah, I would say that as a mix of Riley and Wilkins obviously has won more games in NBA history in all of his roles than anybody, but I would say that Riley would be two. Jackson was never an executive, right? Need to work on a Chris Schenkel impression. Bernard King. Yeah, he's a good one, too. My friend Jerome Preisler helped write Bernard's autobiography. And I've got some Bernard King seasons. If you want to see more basketball, let me know. We can certainly fit it in. Williams makes the first. Bo, what's Mark Roth looking at here? Well, Chris, he left that 7-9 open there. The pocket just isn't really working for him today. So he needs to come back, regroup, and see what he could do here with the 7-9. There's my Chris Schenkel impression. Thanks, Bo. Second for Williams. Makes the 19-19, 57 seconds to go. Opening quarter. Bradley feeds to Busher on an open shot. Dave over Oakley and can't make it. Rebound controlled by John Warren. He'll take the second by the Cherry over Derek Harper and makes it. Got in there, got in the paint, just tipped it back up and in. Holtzman's club up 21-19. Bonner to Oakley. Oakley trying to draw another foul on to Busher. 36 to go over to Busher, and he was not open. So, not a good shot from Oakley. Rebound to Busher, and Holtzman's team will walk it up. Warren going to take the shot here. Barnett and Warren play give and go. John Warren shoots. Yes! And it counts! 23-19. Holtzman's club up. 12 seconds to go in the quarter. Bonner to Starks. Back to Bonner. Anthony's going to take the inside shot over Bradley. Nope, Bonner's going to pass it up. 6 seconds to go in the quarter. Bonner, guarded by Bradley, got to pass it out to Starks. Starks, 4 to go. Three-pointer. Yes! 23-22. And that'll be the first quarter. You get a commercial. After 12 minutes here at the greatest arena in the world, Red Holtzman 69-70 New York Knicks 23. Pat Riley's 93-94 New York Knicks 22. We'll be back in a moment. It's interesting that Mark says that he thinks of Schenkel because for most of that, Schenkel called the Willis Reed game. But it was Keith Jackson who was the primary voice after that year. All right, 94 Knicks went 30% from the floor, 6 for 20, 1 for 3 from 3. Starks has 7 points, Ewing has 4 rebounds, and the team only had 4 assists out of the 6. No one really in foul trouble, and they turned it over 4 times. For the 69-70 Knicks, they went, my birthday, 11-26 on the floor for 42%. Leading scorer is going to be Bill Bradley, who needs to sit with 5 points. And Walt Frazier has 4 rebounds. And Frazier, Barnett, and Bradley all have 3 assists. The 69-70 Knicks only went to the line once, while the 93-94 team went 9 for 10. All right. Ewing will come back in. So starting 5 for the 93-94 squad. For Holtzman's club, Reed's going to have to be careful because he's sitting on 2 fouls already. Cassie Russell comes in for Bill Bradley, and Clyde Glide in for Warren. They're not leaving Ewing open. No tip for the second quarter. DeBusschere from Reed over Oakley. And nope, not open. Would have been open if good. Clanks off the rim, rebound Ewing. Knicks walk it up. It's the Knicks versus the Knicks. Starks tries to find a shooter. Harper. They'll do a pick and roll with Ewing. Patrick hasn't made a field goal yet over Reed, and he's fouled. Now, is that Reed's third? No, it's DeBusschere, and that's his second, so he won't make the switch. Put Ewing to the line for 2. Ewing made some free throw jumpers, or from the line. Hits the first. And we're tied at 23. Dribbles again, the second one up. Good. So Riley's Knicks lead it 24-23. Russell, back to Frazier. Stolen by Derek Harper, and the Knicks will not take the fast break. Harper from Ewing. Foul line jumper from Harper over Frazier. No. No good. Rebound, Willis Reed. Holtzman's team's going to run. Frazier to Barnett. Stolen by John Starks. A bad pass. Starks to Oakley. Lays it up and in. Riley's Knicks up 3. Barnett fouls John Starks gets called for the foul. He was guarding Dick Barnett. Little too much of a hand check there, and they're not going to take that. So one team foul apiece. They tried to get cute and force it, and John Starks, who has 7 points, made him pay. Uncle Ron at courtside. Dutch Master Cigars, yep. Todd keeps telling himself he wants to play the final games of 78 where Thompson dropped 73. Oh, wouldn't that be something? Michael Thompson and George Gervin? That isn't terrible basketball. Not the greatest era in the NBA, but it is nice. Kobe's last game, 81 points, yeah. P-Jet knows the 70 Knicks quite well. So I had a game for the IBM PC Avalon Hill Basket NBA. Did you ever play that? I think it was pretty much a computer version of Status Pro. Frazier going to try to pass it. Going to find Cassie Russell on the baseline. And Cassie's going to run it over Bonner. Scores! 26-25. Riley's Knicks up 1. Oakley going to take the shot. Got the pass from Harper. Feeds Ewing. Kicks it back out to Oakley. Charles, fadeaway jumper over to Busher. Blocked by the Busher. Rebound controlled by Dick Barnett. Reds got numbers. Reed from Frazier. Willis on the break. No! John Starks does enough to put him off. Rebound Bonner. And Riley's boys will walk it up. Oakley, guarded by the Busher. And that's the third on the Busher. He's going to have to come out. Stallworth again. And the Busher's going to have to sit for a while. Again, I'm not leaving Patrick Ewing open. Harper to Starks. Starks is open. Takes the foul line jumper over Barnett. Makes it. 28-25. Riley's Knicks. Frazier finds Stallworth. Stallworth. Open inside over Oakley. Can Oakley stop it? Ewing blocks it. Swats it away. But right in the waiting arms of Willis Reed. Reed puts it back up over Ewing and commits his third foul. Oh, baby. And Red's team is in foul trouble. DeBuscher and Reed now have 3. Yeah, Al did the 100-point game, and I think he got 110. I have that season for both Action PC and Strat, 61-62, and I don't see how you stop Wilt Chamberlain. Who have I got? Bowman, who you all came to see. I'm sure of it, right? Bradley comes back in for Cassie Russell. Actually, I'm at my break here, so Smith in for Bonner. And that will be the lone change. 28-25. Riley's Knicks up 3. So, anyone do Avalon Hill NBA? Ewing from Harper, guarded by Bowman, and Bowman commits an immediate foul. 13 foul on Holtzman's Knicks. I don't know why you would do a hack-a-shack on Ewing. He can shoot free throws. 13 foul for Holtzman's Knicks. Ewing finds Smith. Nope, turns it over. Ewing made a bad pass. Bradley to Bowman. Nate open for the shot over Oakley and can't make it. Rebound controlled by Oakley. And again, no one's running in this game if they don't have to. Smith will take the outside shot. Got the good pass from Starks. Charles Smith over Bill Bradley and made it. 30-25, Riley's Knicks. 7:54 to go in the stream. Bradley tries to find a shooter, can't find one. Everyone's covered. Good defense. Frazier. From Bowman back to Frazier, kicks it back outside. Walt on the long jumper. He's fouled, and I believe the foul's going to be on Derek Harper. Second team foul on Riley's Knicks. They only shot one free throw in the first quarter. P-Jet, we're doing 93-94 rules, so you can't have threes. Clyde, 2 points, 4 boards, 4 passes. So anyway, to finish the story on Avalon Hill's NBA game for the IBM PC and compatibles, one of the teams they had was this 69-70 New York Knicks team. And I played them a lot. They were my good ideal for what a basketball team should be. They played together as a team. In fact, they had six players average 10 points a night. Frazier hits the first, and it's 30-26. Hits the second. 3-point game, 30-27. Holtzman's Knicks trail by 3. Ewing's Knicks. In fact, Ewing can get the shot. Spins around from Smith over Bowman, and Patrick hit that one easy peasy. He's got 10, 32-27, Riley up 5. Frazier. Going to go to Barnett. Barnett, dribble drive over Starks. Not open. Oh, laid it up with the wrong hand. Frazier gets the rebound. Second bite. This time over Harper, and he's fouled. Frazier goes to the line for an old-fashioned 3. Derek Harper picks up his second, and the crowd here at the Garden oohs and ahs. Not much. Yeah, when does the pro version of Above the Rim come out? Do you know? David Robinson had a 70-point game. Yep. So this is for Bart Lowe. Is at an appointment. So Frazier trying to cut this to a 2-point game. He does. 32-30, Riley's Knicks lead. 7-11, oh thank heaven to go. Smith to Oakley. Oakley over Stallworth, and nope, that's not going to work. Rebound Oakley. See if he can do it again. Second bite of the cherry. No. Clean miss. Rebound Walt Frazier. So Frazier has taken over here in the second quarter. Bowman back to Frazier. Walt drives the paint over Harper and is fouled again. Walt Frazier, just like his Just for Men beard, ain't letting anything bad happen to him. Clyde will glide to the line. Charles Smith picks up the foul. His first and the fourth on Riley's Knicks. So with both DeBusschere and Willis Reed on the bench with 3 fouls, the backcourt for your Knickerbockers is doing the job. Frazier's first. No! Oh, okay, so still no timetable for ATR. Speaking of Above the Rim, the college version, Pesky Pole's birthday today. He's the one that got me to spend all that money. Second one from Frazier. Makes it. So 32-31. Riley's Knicks leads Holtzman's Knicks by 1. They'll set it up. Starks will take the shot. Smith feeds him. Starks for 3. He's already made 1. Won't make this one, and it will go out of bounds for a rebound. Holtzman's Knicks have it. Oakley guarded Bowman. Oakley with a steal. Charles on the fast break. This should be interesting. Oakley with the layup. Blocked by Bowman. The crowd oohs and ahs. Starks gets the rebound. Starks with a jumper. Inside. No. Rebound controlled by Frazier. Again, he's got 7 in the first half. And this garden party is getting rocking now, halfway home in the second. Bowman from Stallworth feeds Bowman inside. Nate over Oakley. Offensive foul, that's his third. So bench time here for everybody. We're going to leave Harper. No, I'm not going to. Harper's doing nothing. So Greg Anthony comes in for him. Davis for Starks. And we'll put in Mason for Patrick. Will leave Oakley out there. For your 69-70 Knicks. See, I really should rest Frazier. I can rest Barnett. I'll do that. Reardon in for Barnett. Bradley needs to sit. Cassie Russell comes back in. But with 3 fouls, remember we're doing part 2 of this hopefully tomorrow. Reed and DeBusschere need to sit because they're taking too many fouls. So Frazier will stay on the backcourt for Holtzman's Knicks. Frazier and Reardon. Cassie Russell, Stallworth for the front court along with Bowman, who's on 3 fouls. So Riley's Knicks are great at drawing fouls. Anthony and Davis, the backcourt for Riley's Knicks. Smith and Oakley, the forwards. And Anthony Mason will go on 60 Minutes and tell you about his time as being the center. They tell me that's not that Anthony Mason. 1-point game, 5:40 to go in the half. Greg Anthony from UNLV will make the pass. There's nobody shooting here. They'll feed Mason inside over Bowman, and nope. Flanks that one off the iron. Cassie Russell has it. Reds team trails by 1. Frazier over to Cassie Russell. Open shot for Cassie. Foul line jumper over Oakley. Nope. Oakley gets back, puts him off his game. Rebound Anthony. And Riley's Knicks will walk it up. Some lower scoring than I thought this would be. Stolen from Smith by Cassie Russell. Give and go with Frazier. Russell, 94 feet in the paint, scores. Lays it up and in. 33-32. Holtzman's Knicks up 1. Smith. Open. Nate Bowman switches. Charles Smith goes inside over Bowman. Someone got a hand on it. Rebound Oakley. Oakley with a rebound shot. That's his 4th over Stallworth. No. No good. 33-32. Holtzman's Knicks lead. Nate Bowman with the rebound. And again, no one really running here. Frazier to Bowman. Oakley will cover him. Bowman can only shoot in the paint over Oakley. Oh, my goodness. That was halfway down and spun back out. The Garden crowd didn't like that one too much, did they? Rebound Bowman. He'll get another bite here, this time over Mason. No good. 4:34 to go. Rebound Reardon. Mike Reardon in the paint. He puts one up over Hubert Davis, and Davis defends like I do, and Reardon picks up the easy bucket. 35-32. Holtzman's Knicks up 3. Davis going to kick it over to Anthony on the right side. Anthony with the jumper over Frazier. Nope. One open. Clanks it. Rebound Stallworth. And Dave will set up the half court. 4:17 to go in the half. Reardon gets it to Bowman. Back out to Reardon. Mike's got 4 over Davis. Nope, not open. Can't hit it. Rebound controlled by Reardon. He gets his own rebound over Davis. And again, Davis defends like me, and Reardon makes it 37-32. Holtzman's Knicks up 5, 4:05 to go. Smith, stolen by Cassie Russell, and they will set up the half court. Riley chewing on the sideline. Charles Smith commits the foul away from the ball on Dave Stallworth, and Stallworth goes to the line for 2. Dave does not have a point. Yeah, a lot of deals for Black Friday, don't forget. I don't know if they'll do that show live, but it goes live on Sunday. Dave Gardner, Vinny Mancini, and I believe Joe Cards doing the Black Friday Digital Dice Show. P-Jet used to imitate Dick Barnett's jump shot when he kicked his legs up behind him. At least no one was doing set shots then. So Stallworth hits the first. 38-32. Holtzman's Knicks up 6. Hits a second. Hit them both. It's a 7-point game. 3:45 to go in the half. Anthony. Gonna try Smith. Can we get anyone to make a shot? Over Russell. Charles Smith makes it. Cassie didn't play good D there. 39-34. Reds up 5. Stallworth. Now being guarded by, or Hubert Davis will cover him. What's Stallworth going to do? You know what? We're going to try a 3. Davis defends like Kiki Vandeweghe. Did none of you lived out in the West Coast? I know some of you lived out in Jersey. Joe Barry Carroll. And, of course, his infamous nickname, Joe Barely Cares. Stallworth for 3. Nope, pass it up. Bluffed it. They'll reset. Frazier gets the feed from Stallworth. Clyde glides one from 17, but he wasn't open. Rebound controlled by Bowman. Again, Reds Knicks over Mason. Makes it. Bowman has 4. If you had told me that DeBusschere and Willis Reed would be in foul trouble and the 69-70 Knicks would kick it into another gear, I'd have been really surprised at that. Riley's Knicks walk it up. Oakley, covered by Bowman so he can do whatever he wants. He will take a baseline jumper over Bowman and not make it. So I don't think that the Riley Knicks are shooting any better in the second quarter than they did the first. Reardon pulls down the rebound. That's his 3rd. They'll walk it up. Frazier doesn't have a shooter. They pass it around. Reardon over to Cassie Russell. Russell, baseline jumper. Yes! 43-34. Reds team up 9. Davis doesn't like what he sees. They'll call time. 2:37 to go in the second quarter. It's the 69-70 Knicks 43, the 93-94 Knicks 34. Who am I doing? I forgot who I chose. Okay. They're up 9, so they're not going to risk a 3rd or 4th foul, so Stallworth and Bowman will stay in. Frazier, Barnett, the backcourt for Holtzman's Knicks. Bradley and Stallworth, the forwards, and Nate Bowman, who's done all right as center, will go against Patrick Ewing. For the Knickerbockers of Pat Riley, Greg Anthony and John Starks, the backcourt. Anthony Bonner and Charles Oakley, who I think needs to sit. I think he's played way too much. Yeah, we'll put in Williams. Herb Williams. Patrick Ewing is back in the ballgame. So the next of Riley reset. Starks to Bonner on a good pass, and that's a basket. And Ewing's team will press. Try to force something here. Reds team gets a fast break. Frazier to Stallworth, and that's just too easy. That's why pressing is a difficult thing to do. Starks, back to Anthony, back to Starks. John Starks, the open shooter over Barnett, makes it. 45-38. The lead is 7. Riley's team presses again. Barnett, pressured by Starks, and Starks gets charged with a foul. And Barnett, who has 2 points on the night, will go to the line for 2 with $1:52 to go here in the first half. Steve saw Joe Barry Carroll play again at Rupp Arena when he was with Purdue against Kyle Macy's Kentucky Wildcats. So what are you guys thinking of this basketball stuff? Barnett misses the first. Slams it down and hits the second. 46-38. Reds Knicks up 8. 1:52 to go in the first half. We'll do the second half tomorrow. Anthony to Ewing, guarded by Stallworth, and Stallworth picks up his third. And now everyone's in the bonus the rest of the half. 4th team foul, but that's the first under 2 minutes. Ewing from Bonner, and Stallworth stole it. He reached in there and picked his pocket. They're going to run the break. Frazier to Stallworth. No. Sometimes it can be just too good to be true. Rebound, Anthony Bonner. I'm not sure if I've done a fast break with this team yet or not. They haven't blocked anything. They go a half court. Anthony. Patrick Ewing gets called for palming. Stolen by Bonner the other way. Anthony over to Williams. Herb Williams. Open inside over Bowman. Yes. It's the last time you saw palming called in anything that was not a middle school game. So if you're wondering what palming is, I should have a graphic up for it. It is essentially you are supposed to dribble the basketball with your fingers, not the palm of your hands. And so the ball was too far back in Patrick Ewing's hands. John Thompson has filed a protest, and the folks at Boston Latin have taken his name off their Hall of Fame. 46-40. Riley's Knicks will press. Frazier will pass it. He'll go to Bradley. Outside jumper over Bonner. No. Good defense by Bonner. Rebound, Bonner. 23 seconds to go. We're going to stop it after this. Bonner. Back to Anthony. Back to Bonner. Outside jumper for Bonner. And he makes it. So 46-42. Yeah, I'd agree with you, Todd B. They won't press. Last seconds here. So we'll hit exit. So we'll get the save. Stallworth. Over Ewing. And he missed it. Anthony with the rebound. They'll run it, but we'll tell you about it later. Yeah, I'm with you, Todd. Todd says basketball doesn't present itself that well on screen streaming, but it's very fun on the tabletop or the PC. This Strat basketball is my favorite basketball game, and hopefully that shows through there. It just, for me, it just plays very well between the ears, and that's all that matters. But I understand it's not the most funnest thing in the world to watch. I'm actually going to do an article about that, I think, for Jamie's Sports Gaming Journal for the next issue. And you're at the point in your replays you ought to play till the start of the fourth. My dad, who would be 79 next week if he was still with us, as a kid, I'd watch the NBA games on CBS, and Dad, it's the Lakers are doing this. He says, Ron, don't tell me the score until the start of the fourth quarter. All right, well, hopefully you enjoyed this. And Bart, you'll watch this later. So as we go to the half here at Madison Square Garden, Red Holtzman's 69-70 Knicks 46. Pat Riley's 93-94 Knicks 42. I expect to see you tomorrow for the second half of this one. It's still a close game. Have a good one, everybody. Thank you so much.